The Scotty K Fitness files are disgusting, and another allegation or a slew of allegations are now upon Scotty K Fitness, who has since pretty much gone dark after he got doxxed and exposed, after he doxed someone, of course. But now we're going to talk about him changing his name and why he did it.
So there's one problem with being famous, but in your past life, you were a huge piece of shit. No matter what you think you've changed, or no matter how you've tried to alter your appearance or maybe your name, you can never outrun the shit that you did. Scotty K Fitness, also known as Matt Kramer, welcome to the show. So Scotty's made headlines recently for just kind of being a douchebag. He made fun of a disabled person, he got canceled, Rise let him go. But I'm here to tell you, he's going to relish and miss the times when we were shitting on him for just that. Because Scotty has a dirty secret. You see, this safe space on his bio is quite misleading. Because Scotty was actually born Matthew Scott Kramer.
Now, why would he change his name from Matthew Scott Kramer? Why would he do that? Most people don't change their name when they're adults. I get it. You get married, you want to change your last name. That's acceptable. But why would a grown man change his name?
This is his birth certificate. In July 2025, when he got really famous, he changed his name to Scotty Knox Flynn. Now, Scotty, also known as Matt, told the judge that he was changing his name because he didn't like his family's name and wanted to change it for that reason. But I have a different theory as to why Scotty changed his name to Scotty from Matt. And it has to do with this complaint filed against him in the ongoing investigation that occurred for when he was an officer at a school. You see, Mr. Safe Space was an officer at a school.
Yo, so he was a resource officer, and most schools have a resource officer now. It's kind of like just an officer on duty, just in case, let's just say, for lack of better words, something happens.
However, he was allegedly telling students that he started an OnlyFans for extra money and made inappropriate statements about females that were walking 25 feet in front of him.
Now, I got these court docs, so actually let's take a look at them real quick. So this is the court document that he brought up. And as you can see, the highlighted area reads, Officer Kramer allegedly shared information about his past sexual experiences. Now, before we get to that, right? Officer Kramer allegedly made inappropriate statements about a newscaster. Now, I believe he's actually talking to a student, if I'm not mistaken, or the conversation is overheard. So he makes an inappropriate comment about a newscaster saying he wanted to stick something in her butt, stick it in her butt. Officer Kramer allegedly shared information about his past sexual experiences with his ex-girlfriend and spoke to TCC employees about his past relationships and cheated on his wife 35 times. What? 35 times? She's not 34? Was he keeping track? Kramer was also on Facebook trying to find a female student that he had seen in the academic building that wasn't wearing a bra. This guy was starving. Kramer allegedly spoke with a female student life employee about him starting an OnlyFans account for extra money and made inappropriate statements about a female student that was walking 25 feet in front of him. Wow. I mean, this guy is a piece of work, you know. He tries to champion himself as like this, some moral authority, but look at his debaucherous past. And this is 2021. This is not like 10 years ago. This is less than 5 years ago when they launched this investigation. So let's let the video continue.
It's even alleged by one of his fellow officers that he was trying to look up on Facebook a student that he saw around campus that wasn't wearing a bra. Not a very safe space, is it? Pause and hold to read this, but even his fellow officers all say that he makes them uncomfortable.
Now, here is, I believe I have this statement as well. So when he said pause and read this, let's try to take a look at it. It's, young Officer Kramer came to us in September and has a lot of rough edges. Probably the biggest issue Officer Kramer has is his inability not to talk, as in he won't shut up. I've heard his fellow officers, his coworkers complain about some of the abrasive, some of the comments he makes in their presence. So it's just vulgar talk, probably unnecessarily. The comments are off color type comments that are not directed towards the officers, but directed towards faculty, staff, students. So he's talking about his coworkers and students. Very, very weird thing to do. I'm not sure. They haven't been made in my presence, obviously, but it causes them concern and they voice those concerns. Lieutenant and I have talked about, and we have been watching very closely, have been advising the officers that if they see anything or have any faculty, staff, student that are upset to the point that they wish to make a complaint, to let us know, and we would feel the inaudible due to BWC beeping, and we would get it all documented. So look, they're basically like, hey, we know this guy is a piece of work. If you have information, if you heard anything, if he made you uncomfortable, come to us so we can file a report. It goes on and continues, based on the information you have, are there kind of sexual content? And they're like, yeah, he's obviously being inappropriate about sex or just talking about it. You know, it's not proper for workplace. Yes, it's kind of off color towards female students on their staff. I'm not sure where Officer Kramer apparently sees somebody walking and while in the presence of another officer makes some comment about that female. I mean, this guy, piece of work right here. But, you know, he changed his name so when people would go look him up as he got more famous, they wouldn't find his records.
And then he says multiple and many off-color things about females in the presence of the other officers. And this is such a big problem that it made its way into an investigation and a complaint lodged against him. This investigation was eventually closed, and it was closed because Scotty just quit. It says here that he was so pissed off that they were questioning him that he just said, I quit, and left. And then about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, he quit to avoid getting fired. If you quit, you don't have that, hey, I was terminated on your record. He could possibly seek employment. And next thing you know, boom, name change.
Later, he got really popular on social media and probably thought, damn, that's out there. People know who Matt Kramer is. Got to change my name. Unfortunately, the bad stories about Matt don't stop there.
Yes, told me multiple times with his military background that he can have killed and have me killed and no one would know he was connected. I'm a female jiu-jitsu instructor that helps out with women's self-defense seminars, and to test me, he held me down by my throat and told me how he could kill me right then, and it would be easy for him to get away with it because of his police background. Wow.
This is a personal account from a woman that met him at a jiu-jitsu gym. She personally testified that he held her down by her throat and told her how he could kill her right there, and it would be easy for him to get away with it because of his police background. I don't know if you guys qualify that as a safe space, but I certainly don't. Well, Scotty, it looks like you have something else to make a groveling bullshit apology video for.
I wonder, will he make an apology? I wonder, will he address this? Because first he lied about people showing up at his house. Then we learned about his name is really not Scotty K Fitness, as he's trying to cover up this investigation that basically led to him quitting. What will come out next? Because like every day there is something new with Scotty K Fitness.
But let's be real. You've been sitting in that chair all week wondering when we would find this shit. Time to see yourself out of the fitness industry, buddy.
Damn. Are they saying time's up? Are they saying time's up with this guy? Look, man, I honestly don't know. And more videos are coming out the same. You know, this is just more of the text messages, if you will, that basically paint the same picture. You got a little bit more context of him dealing with the female jiu-jitsu instructor, basically saying he would, you know, hurt her. You got a little bit more. He mentally and physically abused both of his biological daughters. One has a disability. I mean, this is an allegation. He has a history of being fired or forced to resign. He stole from companies, harassed other employees, threatened customers. I mean, the list goes on and on with this Scotty K guy. Cheated on his wife. I mean, we already covered that. It is just, is this the person that people want to champion? I get it. He gained popularity for talking about the Minnesota shooting, but he also gained more popularity after he doxed people after they called him the gay uncle from Ozark. And people just kept digging into his background.
Dig, bro. You like to dig.
And found out he's not the nicest guy to be around, But let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you think his career is done? Do you think he can redeem himself? Put that in the comments section. Hype the video. Share it with a friend. And don't forget to like it. See you in the next video. Peace.